Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Tony's Picks Daily Dangle, here where we go over the NHL card here. And it's Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. Hey, if you're new to the Daily Dangle, welcome aboard. Glad you're here joining me here on the Wednesday action. Smaller slate. We got 5 games I'll go over for you. Give some looks and leans, see who starts, see some goalie action, see some trends, see some stats. We'll definitely go down the NHL slate and try to dangle the bookies and find some winners. We'll recap yesterday. Hey, the Ducks, tough spot back to back. They sure tried. Give it a A for effort for the Ducks. Fell just short in that one. Hey, the Canucks. Hey, we did the Canucks dance. Got ourselves a nice little win in that one. Sharks stood up. I took a shot with the Kraken, and hey, they tried to hang in their third period, tied 3-3 late in the third. Everly with the ding off the post, and then, of course, Colorado comes whipping it back after killing that power play, getting that 4-3 and then popping the empty netter. So, hey, it is what it is. That wraps up the Tuesday slate. Let's head on over to Wednesday's action. I'm looking forward to it. Just me today. Having a couple runs, having trouble with the internet. And Steve tied up prior engagements. So, hey, just me. But, hey, I got some games for you here today. The first game we're looking at, we got the Los Angeles Kings heading into Florida. Take on these Panthers. And you look at this matchup here. Kings, hey, playing some pretty good hockey out of the road to start the year. 10-3-5 on the year, but middle of the pack, their last 10-3 or 4-3-3 over the last 10. Florida starting to pick their play up, as I said earlier on a couple other shows. 5-4-1 is this Florida squad. Last 10 games starting to play some better hockey. Also starting to play that solid defensive hockey that we have seen over the last few seasons from this Panther squad. Who's getting the start here? It looks like Tarasov gets the start here for the Panthers, and it's looking like it's going to be Forsberg most likely for the Kings in this matchup. As I said, this Florida squad playing some solid defensive hockey, and over the last couple seasons, when they play some solid defensive hockey and they give up 2 goals or less in the previous game, Florida's 55-5. So only one way for me to go here in this one. Take the Florida Panthers on the money line. I think they grab themselves another win. If you want, you can take them in regulation or even take their team total over in this matchup. But either way, Florida is the play in this one. All right, heading on over to game number 2 I got on the slate for Wednesday's action is back-to-back spot here for the Utah Hockey Club heading into Detroit to take on the Red Wings. Utah last night hung around. They scored first and then gave up 4 unanswered. And Boston continued to get wins. Just couldn't solve Swayman. Tough beating Swayman. He's having himself one of those career years is Swayman. Considering last season what he did, he definitely needed to step up after signing the big contract. But hey, let's get into this action. And looks like Carl most likely gets the start here for the Utah Hockey Club. Mamilka getting the start most likely. And it looks like Talbot most likely gets the start here for Detroit. Detroit playing the better hockey, 6-2-2 last 10 games at home, 10-6-1. Well, you look at this Utah, as I said, back-to-back spot. Tough spot for Utah here on the back-to-back. How does Utah do in this back-to-back spot? Well, they don't fare so well as a dog. So as a dog here, they've lost 8 straight as the underdog. You look at Detroit trying to cover puck lines at Little Caesars Arena. They've failed to cover the puck line in 6 straight. So, tough spot here. Both these hockey squads at 6. I kind of like this. It ticked up, so it went from 6 up to 6.5 in some places. But you look at Detroit at home, and I think they're just playing the better hockey here in this one. Utah out on the road, well, formerly known as the Roadkill Coyotes, out on the road still hasn't treated them well. 3 games below 500 is this Utah club out on the road. And as I said, in the back-to-back spot, real tough ask here. I think only way to go here would lean to Detroit in this matchup, especially the coin flip price. The price is a little concerning for me on why that's a coin flip price. I figured Detroit should be favored here, minus 120, minus 130. It seems like the better spot, right? But I like the under here as well. I think we get a lower scoring matchup between these two. I think Carl's able to keep it lower scoring in this one. So for me, it's I lean to the under head-to-head in this one, but I think you got to take Detroit. They take advantage of a Utah club on the back-to-back, especially at a coin flip price. Let's take the Red Wings in this one. All right, let's head on over to the game 3 we got on the slate here for Wednesday. We're looking at the Winnipeg Jets to take on St. Louis. And you look at this matchup, hey, who's starting? Winnipeg looks like Hellebuck going to make his 3rd straight start for the Winnipeg Jets. And the St. Louis Blues, looks like Hofer going to get the start here for the Blues. And you look between these 2 squads, hey, the Jets definitely missed Hellebuck 1-1 in his return. Complete collapse in the 3rd. Gave up that goal to Ottawa and then give it to Ottawa. It was a nice OT goal. Not a problem of Hellebuck's there. It was just hey, 3-on-3, anything can happen. Nice pass from Ottawa. From Stützle, made himself a nice pass and ripped her by Hellebuck. No chance for Hellebuck there on that one. Not his fault. One of those things. But looking for a bounce back here. Do you want to lay this kind of price with the Jets on the road? I don't. They're 1 game below 500. You look at St. Louis at home, though. Hey, they're 2 games below 500. These 2 teams not playing the greatest. Blues 5-5. So coin flip price at home or in the last 10, 5-5. Jets 3-5-2. Last 10 games. Head-to-head between these 2 foes. It's a you win 1, I win 1, you win 1. This will be the first meeting of the year between these 2 squads. Last time they met in Winnipeg was a 4-3 OT win. 5-2 in St. Louis. Back in Winnipeg, 5-3. You've seen plenty of offense in these goals, in these games. The last 3 have seen over, and I think at 5.5, it seems a little light. I would have to lean to an over here in this matchup. I think we see plenty of goals, but I also lean to the St. Louis Blues. I know Hellebuck is the man, but you also got the team in front of you that needs to score some goals, light the lamp, and the Winnipeg Jets have struggled at times. So St. Louis Blues at a nice plus 130. I like it. Give me Hofer and the Blues in this one on Wednesday. All right, let's head on over to the 4th thing we got in the slate. We got Carolina heading in to take on Nashville here in this matchup. And, hey, you look at this matchup between these 2 squads. And Carolina, definitely the better squad, 21-9 to start their year. Well, Nashville doing Nashville-type stuff, 13-15-4. Last 10 games, though, playing some pretty good hockey is this Nashville squad, trying to turn their season around. 7-3 last 10 games. Carolina 7-3 in their last 10 games. Carolina on the road, though, been lights out, 10-4-1. Under's been the play for Carolina. Over's been the play for Nashville. They're 8-2 last 10 to the over. Carolina 7-2 to the under last 10 games. And you look at the head between these 2 squads. We've seen an earlier meeting was 6-3, so we've seen plenty of offense in an earlier meeting this season in Carolina. They had to end the losing streak because they had lost 2 before that to Nashville. So for me here in this one, I'm going to get a big plus price, almost 1.5 times my money. Who's getting the start? Let's just have a quick little look at who's in goal here. We're looking at looking like, let's see if we got some confirmations. Still, we're missing some confirmations. Looks like Saros is expected, and we're Kochekov. Peter Kochekov getting the start for Carolina in this matchup. And you know what? I'm going to take a shot here. This is definitely a value play on Nashville in this one. They've actually been pretty dominant over Carolina head-to-head. You look, sure, Carolina got that win 6-3 earlier this season, but 5 of the 6 before that were run right. Nashville. Over might not be a bad play, but revenge spot, as they say. Give me the Preds in this one on Wednesday. All right, let's head on over to the last one we got on the card, the late night spot. We got the Devils taking on Vegas. And you look at this Devils squad, we know they're not been playing the greatest hockey, struggling mightily. We've seen one meeting already this season between the Devils and Vegas. Devils got the win in that one earlier at home, 3-0. Devils weren't able to muster any goals. You look at this Vegas squad, fresh off their 5-game road trip. First game back at home off of that road trip. It's looking like Schmid most likely gets the start for Vegas, and it's looking like Markstrom most likely gets the start for the Devils. So for me here, this should be a pretty good one, leading to another value play with the Devils at a big plus price. Why? Because the Devils, revenge, as they say. They've been pretty good in this revenge spot this season. Devils out on the road in the revenge spot, 2-0. Well, you look at Vegas this season after one of those long road trips like we just seen, that 5-game road trip. Any road trip this season, 3 games or more for Vegas. That first game back at home, they've lost that spot. They're 0-2 in this spot. First game back home off of one of those 3+ game or longer road trips for Vegas. So I would lean to the Devils in this one, but I think we see some goals between these two squads. 5.5 goals seems a touch light. You look at Vegas covering the puck line at home. They haven't. 11 straight. Vegas has failed to cover the puck line at T-Mobile Arena. So +1.5 into a parlay with the Devils, probably not a bad play. They've won the last 4 versus the Devils, so pretty dominant by Vegas. But as I said, value play, I don't mind taking a shot here on the Devils. And then total-wise, it's probably right where it should be, sitting at 5.5 with these two goalies going. What do you look like head-to-head? Just checking out some head-to-head numbers. You only play a couple games a year, right? So the first one was a 3-0 under. So why this is at 5.5. The under 6-3 last 10, last 3 meetings have all went under. Yep, I would lean to the under 5.5 here again in this one between New Jersey and Vegas here on Wednesday. Hey, that wraps up the 5 games we got here on the NHL slate. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate everybody that tunes in to the show daily. And hey, for me, over at Tony's Picks, just to let you know, because hey, over at Tony's Picks is where you can find our best bets and premium picks. Quick link is in the description. Gets you right on over to Tony'sPicks.com where you can find my plays of the day. I got an NHL bottle rocket play of the day over at Tony's Picks. Head over, scoop up that $19 play. I've got one in college basketball as well, and one in the college football bowl game. A couple bowl games rolling today. I've got a top play in the bowl game as well. So definitely head over to Tony's Picks to scoop that up. Or hey, better yet, grab something long term. We got the next 2 weeks of stacked, loaded action that I absolutely love to make some money as we head into the Christmas break. A parlay for everybody. Let's do a little 2-teamer. Let's take this. Take the Florida Panthers on the money line. As I said, 55-5 in this spot. So we'll take Florida, throw them into the parlay, and then finish it off with the big upset. Give me St. Louis on the money line over the Jets in this one. 2-teamer for you. Florida, St. Louis here on Wednesday. Thanks, everybody, as I said, for tuning in. Appreciate everybody. Nicholas Handy in the chat joining us. Thanks, buddy. Glad to see you here. Shout out to everybody that joins us here on the Daily Dangle. But hey, Ron should be back, he said, for the happy hour. So tune into the happy hour, 5:15 Eastern. We'll cover the rest of the slate going in. Hey, we'll cover the NHL. Should see Brian, should see Ron there as well on the happy hour show. So thanks, everybody. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. And we'll see you on the happy hour tonight for the Tony's Picks happy hour. Take care, everybody. See you guys soon.